Hello, everyone. Welcome to Blue Mile Wave Studio. Today, I will explain the process of gold mining in America. Don't forget to subscribe. They said the gold rush was over, but they were wrong. Deep in the mountains of America, fortune still whispers to those who dare to dig. In this episode, we uncover the truth behind newly found gold hidden in the heart of the wilderness. Real gold. Real nuggets. Real stories. Welcome to They Found Gold in the Mountains of America. Let's dig in. Before smartphones. Before skyscrapers. Before electricity lit up America, there was gold. And one discovery in 1848 would set the world on fire. It started right here, Sutter's Mill, on the American River in Northern California. James W. Marshall was just building a sawmill when he noticed something shimmering in the water. He held it up, felt the weight, and that was it. The California gold rush had begun. Within months, word spread like wildfire. Entire families abandoned their homes. Men left jobs, farms, and even their countries behind, chasing dreams of sudden riches. By 1849, over 300,000 people had flooded California, earning them the nickname, the 49ers. They came from the East Coast, traveling by ship or wagon for months. South America, Europe, even China. Gold fever was global, but gold mining wasn't easy. It was backbreaking work, shoveling through mud, panning icy rivers, digging into hillsides with no guarantee of success. Some struck it rich with a single find. Most left with nothing but blisters and broken dreams. 20 days and no sign of gold. My boots are torn. My food is gone. But tomorrow, maybe tomorrow I find it. Boom towns exploded overnight. Entire cities like San Francisco sprang up, transforming from sleepy ports to bustling centers of commerce. But with sudden wealth came lawlessness. Gold meant power, and people would kill for it. And not all stories were golden. Native tribes were displaced. Rivers were poisoned with mercury. Entire ecosystems altered. The gold rush brought fortune, but also exploitation, conflict, and irreversible change. But here's the twist. Even after the rush faded, even after the last miner packed up his pan, the gold didn't disappear. Much of it was missed, buried deeper in the earth, hidden in remote mountain creeks, untouched by 19th century hands. And today, that hidden treasure is being rediscovered. Gold fever never really died. It just went quiet. Until now, when we think of gold, most of us picture old-timers in California. But the truth is, America's mountains are still rich with gold, from coast to coast. Some regions have never stopped producing. Others are just now revealing what they've hidden for centuries. Let's break it down by region. 1. Sierra Nevada, California. The Sierra Nevada mountains were the epicenter of the 1849 gold rush, and they are still giving today. Modern prospectors work the Yuba River, American River, and smaller tributaries in remote zones where machinery never reached. These mountains were formed by ancient volcanic and tectonic activity. That's exactly what brings gold up from deep within the earth. 2. The Rocky Mountains, Colorado, Montana, Idaho. Stretching from New Mexico to Canada, the Rocky Mountains have veins of gold laced through them like hidden threads. In Colorado, places like Leadville and Cripple Creek still produce gold through both hobbyist prospecting and large-scale mining. In Montana, the Elkhorn Mountains and regions near Helena, nicknamed the Last Chance Gulch, hotbeds for modern-day gold seekers. And let's not forget Idaho, known for its incredibly fine, flour gold, in streams that require patience, but can reward with purity above 90%. 3. Appalachian Mountains, Georgia, North Carolina, Virginia. The Appalachians are older than any other U.S. mountain range, and some say they are just as rich in gold.
Here we have Friday night little gold concentrate that's been tabled already. This is a gold cube. I'm testing to see if I run these concentrates on this gold cube, if it's going to pre-concentrate this material nice enough for me to even run this step. It's kind of tough to see the gold on here. You see it's all kind of keeps moving. But the idea is to capture the tails on this process all in one bin. So meaning I run everything through this gold cube and it all goes down to the bottom into the tails. I can pick that back up and then run it on the table. Versus if I run it on the table first, I put it in that bucket, that one, it goes into that one. So this one, at least I have one container to pick up and rerun across the gold cube. And so here's a close-up. Try to get this to where I can see. Yeah, so thanks. Okay, we'll see. I can see gold all along this, but this is just the feeder plate, so. Here's the first tray with the coarse material in there. Not bad for a small sample. Anyway, it seems to have done pretty good. It looks like kind of hard to see with the light. Maybe I can try this side. Not much better. I pretty much will have to take these off. I can see that there's a fair amount of gold down in there, but there's two other levels. Let's see if we pull this off. Anyway, I'll do a quick run by. That's black sand up there at the top covering a fair amount of gold. That looks like a little different colored piece. Interesting. Alright, so we'll pick this out just a second. Alright, I see it's floating. Pretty packed. I guess it could have ran for a little longer, but sure seems like it's moving through this for sure. Alrighty, well, there's a fair amount in that second boil box. We'll see what it all amounts to, but hopefully it's not more work than it was worth. A little bit of self-quarantining today. Decided I'd go ahead and mine a little bit of gold. Because I can. Here's one of the processes. Put a little bit of time on that shovel. You can see this isn't my first rodeo. Anyway, cheers. Everybody have a good day.
Before California, America's first major gold rush happened right here, in Dahlonega, Georgia in 1828. Today, small-scale prospectors pan streams across northern Georgia, western North Carolina, southern Virginia. People don't realize these hills still hide gold. Not just flakes, nuggets. Just gotta know where the old miners missed. 4. The Black Hills, South Dakota. The Black Hills of South Dakota were once fiercely contested during the 1800s due to hidden gold deposits. That gold rush led to the illegal seizure of Lakota lands. And yet today, the hills still yield gold, quietly, steadily. Both hobbyists and private companies pan creeks and extract from veins in granite and quartz formations.
Here we are. I'm trying to do something a little quicker, faster, maybe smarter, get more bang for our buck. So, in an effort to process and clean up your gold faster, sizing and separating your material is crucial. So this screen, you can see there's some bigger pieces of gold that's on that. And this one literally screening gold out. It's a lot better to screen it by size and then process it. So the material can be washed, all light material with all that size. There's not even hardly any heavies there. And then this material, as we screen this, you can see the screen actually gets plugged up from the gold. So figuring out quicker, faster, smarter. First part of the gold panning is to wash the material. With that, you want to make everything inside lucid so that it goes to the bottom of the pan. I usually try to get that material to one spot before I pan anything off. Here I'll put it right there, and as I let this stuff settle so that it gets a little hard pack on top, I'll lightly move it side to side. And as I do, I'll launder the light material off in a dipping fashion, almost a scooping fashion, and not a pouring fashion. Now I'll get that lighter material off, leave that gold and heavy material down in that corner. I'll ensure that it's there. I'll put it back there. I'll let it set a second. You can see where we're at. Usually leave a little spot here so I can see it's brown sand and not black that's coming off. Here the water's a little dirty, so I'll just knock this out real quick, and then we'll get down to where we're into the heavies. I'll put a little clean water in here, and then you'll see. Okay, so now we're down to the heavy material. Now we'll come over here, go this way. There we go. There. So there's more water. Try to make this quick and easy. We get that water in here. I'll move this pan backwards, make it flat, just a slight little wiggle, and then the water bottle making noise. Alright, so pretty simple to get the gold up there. And let me see if I can take 1 second here. I'll pour the dirty water off. Get a little clean water.
So while the gold rush may have started in California, it never truly ended. From the forested ridges of the Appalachians to the high peaks of the Rockies, America's mountains are still alive with gold. Fun fact, every U.S. state has reported gold finds, yes, even Texas, Florida, and Illinois. Gold is still out there, hidden in the folds of ancient mountains, just waiting for the right hands to uncover it. Forget picks and pans. Today's modern gold prospectors are armed with serious firepower, machines that can move mountains, literally. Let's take a look at the high-tech gear used by small-scale and semi-professional miners still striking it rich across America's rugged gold belts. 1. Trommels, the dirt sorters. The trommel is a rotating screen system designed to wash and break up soil and gravel. As the barrel turns, water jets help separate fine material from large rocks, funneling gold-rich concentrates into collection trays. This machine can process over 20 tons of dirt a day. If there's gold in there, we'll find it. 2. High bankers and sluices, gravity at work. High bankers are portable sluicing systems that use water pumps to simulate a natural stream, separating gold by weight. With proper classification and setup, these machines can recover ultra-fine flakes and even tiny pickers. Gold is 19 times heavier than water, so when it flows over a sluice, it drops straight into the riffles and stays put. 3. Gold cube concentrators, final cleanup tools. For prospectors focused on recovery and purity, gold cube concentrators are a game changer. They concentrate gold from multiple buckets of material down to just a spoonful of black sand, and sometimes, pure color. We ran 1,500 pounds of gravel through this setup, pulled out over half an ounce of fine gold. 4. Mini excavators and earth movers, scaling up. In tougher terrain, small-scale miners use mini excavators and loaders to access deeper pay layers hidden under boulders, clay, or permafrost. But make no mistake, working with heavy equipment is no joke. It requires permits, precision, and planning. 5. metal detectors and drones, digital prospecting. For more targeted exploration, some prospectors use deep pulse induction detectors that can sense nuggets buried 2+ feet deep. Others fly drones equipped with ground-penetrating radar or 3D mapping tech to scout terrain before setting foot. We use a drone to create a 3D terrain model, mark low-pressure zones, then test pan those creeks. Saves us days of guesswork. All this gear might seem overkill, but for those serious about striking gold in modern America, efficiency is everything. You're not just digging holes. You're engineering an operation, even in the middle of the wilderness. From digital maps to diesel machines, today's prospectors are more prepared than ever. Because where there's gold in the mountains, there's someone out there mining it, with the tools to win. So, you've heard the stories. You've seen the nuggets. But how exactly do people find gold in the mountains today? Let's break it down step by step. Because while gold hunting may seem mysterious, it's really a mix of science, history, and grit. Step 1. Understand the terrain. Gold doesn't just appear anywhere, it follows geology. In mountain regions, you're looking for places shaped by volcanic activity, earthquakes, and erosion over millions of years. Key areas to target: exposed bedrock, old river channels, quartz veins running through hillsides, places with red or iron-stained soil. If you're seeing quartz with black sand or rusty colors nearby, that's a classic gold indicator. Step 2. Follow the flow, creeks and rivers. Gold is heavy, 19 times heavier than water, so it drops fast. That's why seasoned prospectors head straight to the inside bends of rivers, behind large boulders, or where water slows down. Hotspots: crevices in bedrock, gravel bars, areas behind natural obstructions. These are known as pay streaks, natural gold traps formed by water flow. Step 3. Bring the right tools. You don't need heavy machines to start gold hunting. Here's what many successful prospectors carry into the mountains. Essentials: gold pan, your #1 tool for testing. Classifier, to separate big rocks from fines. Sluice box, for faster processing of river gravel. Snuffer bottle, to collect tiny flakes. Shovel and crevice tool. Bonus tools: metal detector, for larger nuggets in dry areas. Gold cube or spiral wheel, for final cleanups back home. Step 4. Use history and modern tech. Want to shortcut your search? Use history. Pick hash research. Old mining claims from the 1800s. Historic gold districts. Abandoned operations from the early 1900s. Modern tech. Google Earth to spot dry stream beds and access roads. LiDAR maps to find old diggings under forest canopy. GPS-enabled gold apps to mark your best pans. Most of the easy gold was missed because they didn't have the tech we have now. That's our advantage. Step 5. Know the law. Before you dig, know where you stand. Public lands, like BLM and some national forests, allow small-scale recreational mining. Private lands require permission. Claims are off-limits unless you own or lease them. Breaking the rules can get you fined, or worse. So always check the local regulations. Finding gold in the mountains takes patience, practice, and a passion for the hunt. But it's not a fantasy, it's a real-world adventure. And if you learn to read the land, follow the flow, and master your tools, you just might be the next one to uncover a hidden treasure. You've panned your material, you see gold glittering at the bottom of your pan. Now what? That's where the snuffer bottle comes in, a simple but essential tool that every gold prospector needs. A snuffer bottle, also called a suction bottle, lets you safely suck up fine gold without losing a speck. Here's how to use it. Step 1. Squeeze and aim. First, give the bottle a firm squeeze. While still compressed, carefully place the nozzle just over the gold particles. Step 2. Release and suck. Now, release the pressure. The suction will pull the gold and some black sand right up into the bottle. Simple physics, powerful results. Step 3. Store your gold safely. Later, just unscrew the bottle and rinse it into a clean-up pan or vial. That's your gold, clean, collected, and ready to weigh or sell. Small, cheap, and effective, the snuffer bottle is your best friend in the field. So next time you strike gold, don't just stare at it, snuff it up. You've found gold nuggets, but how do you turn them into a solid, pure gold bar? Let's melt it down. First, remove impurities, dirt, rock, and quartz. so only clean metal goes into the furnace. Gold melts at 1948 degrees Fahrenheit 1064 degrees Celsius. Using a crucible, we slowly bring the nuggets to a liquid form under intense heat. Watch closely, it turns from dull yellow to molten gold lava. With steady hands, we pour the molten gold into a mold. Within minutes, it cools and hardens into a solid bar. What if this gold bar could become something personal, a gold ring you can wear? Let's melt it, mold it, and make it. First, we cut the gold bar into smaller chunks and heat it in a crucible until it reaches nearly 2000 degrees Fahrenheit, molten and glowing. We pour the liquid gold into a mold, either a round rod or a ring shape, depending on the design. Once cooled, we've got the raw form. Now the real work begins. Using heat and precision tools, we bend the gold into a perfect circle. Hammer, anneal, size, the ring takes shape. Finally, we smooth the surface, polish it to a mirror shine, and inspect every curve. A plain band or a custom design, this gold is now wearable art. From bar to band, this is the transformation of wealth into meaning. A gold ring, forged by fire and crafted by hand. Turning gold into art starts right here. We melt this gold down and shape it into a ring. Once it cools, the real magic begins. We bend, hammer, and smooth it into a perfect fit. But this isn't just a ring, it's a statement. Designs are engraved by hand or laser, florals, initials, or even ancient symbols. Every cut tells a story. From raw gold to wearable art, this is custom craftsmanship. One ring, one design, one of a kind.
Sapphire is a royal gem, and jewels don't get much more royal than this. The darling and Diddy sapphire and diamond coronet belonging to Queen Victoria. This tiny circlet, only 11 centimeters across, was designed for the Queen by her devoted husband Prince Albert in 1840, the year of their marriage. It's one of the most famous royal jewels ever, worn by the young Queen in the beautiful portrait by Winterhalter, low at the back of her head around her bun, and again decades later when she was painted in mourning after Albert's death, with it perched on top of her head over her widow's cap. By the Queen's own account, Albert loved making jewels for his wife, a care and involvement which she appreciated immensely, and she obviously loved this one in particular. He designed it together with the jeweller Joseph Kitchen for just £415 to match a sapphire and diamond brooch that he had given her the day before their wedding.
Sometimes the simplest requests are the most challenging pieces to find, and after 2.5 years of searching for the perfect gold link bracelet, I finally found the perfect piece for my client. This is for my most difficult client, and I know she'll be watching this video and be very happy to know that she's my most difficult client. And she put in this request for me to look for this piece years ago, and I've been to shows, I've looked at websites, I looked at estates, and for whatever reason, none of the bracelets were right. It was like Goldilocks and the golden bracelet. And this, I came across this at the Miami show. It had the most beautiful weight to it. It's 18 karat. The craftsmanship on the diamond pave link is exceptional, and the shape of the links were just what she wanted. The added bonus was that this piece is by Robinson Pelham, and they're a contemporary British jeweler that made Kate Middleton's wedding earrings. So I love the association with the royal family. And for those of you who don't know, I am obsessed with Kate Middleton. But this was just such a beautiful piece. You can tell by the sound that it makes. It has a really great weight to it. And it's a piece she can wear for forever.
Subscribe for more videos like this.